She looked me straight in the eyes and said it. I'm going on a date with a handsome man tonight. No hesitation. No guilt. Just a casual smirk and a twirl of her hair like she was telling me she was grabbing coffee with a friend. I stood frozen in the kitchen, still holding the grocery bag I just brought in. I thought I misheard her. Thought maybe she was joking. But Brittany wasn't the joking type, not lately. What the hell did you just say? I asked. She tilted her head. You heard me. I'm tired of pretending this marriage is exciting. You're boring, Jake. I need thrill in my life. I swear to God, the room spun. My ears buzzed. Not because she said she wanted to leave, but because she was doing it like it was no big deal. Like I was some background extra in a movie about her fabulous new life. You can't be serious, I said. She turned toward the hallway. You don't have to like it. I'm still going. And what if I said I'll go on a date too, huh? I shot back. Would that bother you? She laughed. Full-on laughed in my face. You! Please! No one wants a guy like you. You've got nothing going on, Jake. You're a loser. Then she grabbed her purse, tossed her hair back, and walked out the front door like she hadn't just blown up our entire marriage. That's when the rage kicked in. I wasn't going to cry. I wasn't going to beg. But I also wasn't going to be some doormat she wiped her heels on while chasing new guys like she was on some Tinder-fueled vacation. So I followed her. Not immediately. I played it smart. She forgot to turn off location sharing on her iCloud. I opened it. She was at the Marlin Club. Fancy rooftop lounge, cocktails with gold flakes, the kind of place she used to say was a waste of money. Now it was good enough for her date. I changed my shirt, grabbed my keys, and drove like the devil himself was riding shotgun. And when I got there, I saw her. Brittany, in a tight black dress that showed way too much skin for a married woman, sitting across from some gym-built douchebag with a jawline chiseled out of granite. She was giggling, touching his arm, whispering into his ear. I didn't say a word. I walked past their table. Let her see me. Made sure she knew I was there, watching. And the second our eyes met, her face drained of color. That smug smile? Gone. That fake confidence? Shattered. Because she realized something. I wasn't going to sit back and take this. That night lit a fuse inside me. I didn't care about being polite or proper anymore. She had just declared war, and I had every intention of firing back. She thought she could humiliate me and walk away clean. She had no idea who she was messing with. When Brittany and I first got married, I thought I hit the jackpot. She was charming, confident, had that look that could silence a room. But over the past year, something changed. And no, I didn't notice it all at once. It crept in like a slow leak until the whole damn foundation started to rot. Looking back, the signs were everywhere. She used to greet me at the door with a smile, maybe even a kiss. Now? She barely looked up from her phone. I'd ask how her day went, she'd grunt something like, "Fine," and walk past me. The dinners we used to cook together turned into her ordering delivery for one and telling me she already ate. And the phone. God, the phone. That thing became an extension of her arm. Constantly on it. Smiling at texts she wouldn't let me see. Turning it over when I walked into the room. One time, I reached for it just to check the time, and she snatched it out of my hand like it was a nuclear trigger. "I have work stuff on there," she snapped. Work stuff? Brittany was a freelance interior designer. She didn't even have co-workers. Just clients, Pinterest boards, and a whole lot of free time. Then there were the late-night yoga classes. The sudden need to get space and clear her head. The brand-new lingerie sets I never saw her wear at home. I wasn't stupid. I just didn't want to believe it. But now, after watching her laugh and flirt with another man at that rooftop bar like I didn't even exist, the denial died fast. The second I walked past their table, I went straight to the bar. Ordered a whiskey neat. Sat on the other side of the room, but within view. I didn't want to make a scene, not yet. I just wanted her to feel it. The tension. The panic. The realization that she wasn't as slick as she thought. She kept glancing over. Her smile faded. She whispered something to the guy, who looked at me and chuckled like I was some joke. That's when the blood boiled. But I stayed cool. 5 minutes later, Brittany stood up and walked toward the bathroom. I followed, not into the restroom, but down the hallway just far enough to catch her before she disappeared. "Enjoying the view?" I said, leaning against the wall. She froze like I'd caught her stealing. "Jake, what the hell are you doing here?" I figured since we're both dating now, I'd come scope out the competition. Her eyes narrowed. "You're being pathetic." "No," I said, stepping closer, voice low but steady. "What's pathetic is sneaking around like a high schooler and thinking I wouldn't notice." She crossed her arms. "I'm not sneaking. I told you I needed something more. You don't give me attention. You're always tired or stressed. This is your fault too." Ah, the classic gaslight maneuver. Flip it. Blame me. I work 2 jobs to cover your car, your business expenses, and those spa trips you suddenly started needing every weekend. You call that neglect? I call it boring. She spat. I almost laughed. Not because it was funny, because it was absurd. Here was the woman I gave everything to, treating me like a forgettable footnote in her exciting new chapter. "Go back to your date, Brittany," I said. "I'm done." I walked out without waiting for a reply. Didn't look back. But in that moment, I knew something inside me had shifted. I wasn't the weak husband begging for scraps anymore. I was a man with nothing left to lose. And that's the most dangerous kind of man. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in the dark living room with the TV on mute, whiskey in one hand, Brittany's unlocked iPad in the other. She was still out, probably with that guy. I wasn't even sure if she planned to come back. But I didn't care. I had one goal now, the truth. I knew she used the same Apple ID across her devices. She never imagined I'd check it. She thought I was too soft. But soft Jake was gone. I opened her messages. The top thread wasn't even disguised. It was saved under Matt. Yeah. Real subtle. The first message I saw wasn't hi or can't wait to see you. It was, he has no idea. I told him I'm going on a solo trip this weekend. Scrolling down felt like peeling back skin. Nudes. Voice notes. Dirty jokes. Plans to meet. Our little secret. Discussions about me, her husband, as if I were some boring coworker they had to avoid. She said I was emotionally flat, just existing. And she needed excitement. Then I saw something that flipped my stomach. You should come over when he's at work. He never checks the cameras. Cameras. I had installed a basic security system last year, front door, living room. But I hadn't checked footage in months. I always thought it was just for break-ins. Turns out, the break-in was from within. I opened the app. Pulled up the cloud. Searched through the dates she claimed to be at. Yoga. And there it was. Him. In my house. Walking through my living room like he owned the place. Brittany greeting him in one of my shirts, mine. Leading him to our bedroom. Laughing. The kind of laugh I hadn't heard from her in years. I had to pause the video. My breathing was getting heavy, hands trembling. I felt like I was going to vomit. I wasn't just watching betrayal. I was watching myself be erased. Replaced. She had been lying for months. While I was paying bills, cooking dinner, planning anniversary trips she kept forgetting. She was sneaking him in behind my back. In my home. In my bed. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I planned. Because now, it wasn't just about a broken marriage, it was about revenge. I copied the videos to a USB. Screenshotted the texts. Backed everything up in 3 places. I didn't know what I'd do with it yet, but I knew I'd need proof. Proof that Brittany wasn't just a liar, she was a manipulative, two-faced fraud who threw away everything we built for a few adrenaline highs and gym selfies. Around 2:43 a.m., the front door opened. I didn't even look up. She crept in, heels in hand, mascara smudged. Like she was trying to sneak into her parents' house after breaking curfew. "Oh, you're up," she muttered. I stared at her without blinking. "How was the date?" She hesitated. "Fine." "That's all? Fine?" "Jake, I'm tired. I don't want to fight." "You won't have to." I said, closing the iPad and standing up. The war already started. You just don't know you've lost it yet. She blinked, confused. But I didn't give her more. I walked to the bedroom, locked the door behind me, and sent one message to my lawyer friend, Derek. Need to talk. Urgent. Divorce. This wasn't going to be about forgiveness anymore. This was going to be about finishing what she started, but on my terms. I wasn't the same man anymore. The moment Brittany walked through that door at 2:43 a.m., everything shifted. That look on her face when I told her the war had already started. She didn't know it yet, but she lit the match, and I had the gasoline. The next morning, she acted like nothing happened. She made coffee, hummed a tune, even tossed me a lazy, good morning, like we were still pretending. But I didn't respond. I just watched. She didn't ask why I was cold. She didn't care. She was too used to getting away with everything. That arrogance? It was going to bury her. I called Derek first thing. He was my college buddy, now a divorce attorney in LA, sharp, no nonsense, the kind of guy who chewed holes in contracts for breakfast. You sure you're ready for this? He asked. I've never been more sure of anything. We met that afternoon in his office. I handed him the flash drive, the screenshots, everything. Brittany didn't know I had this level of proof. She thought her games would stay in the dark. But I had every text, every moan-filled voice message, every clip of her sneaking her boy toy into my home. Derek leaned back after watching one clip. Damn. She really didn't even try to hide it. Nope, I said. She thought I was too weak to do anything. He smirked. Let's prove her wrong. That same day, I took things a step further. I needed more than just legal action. I needed to hit her where it hurt most, her ego. Brittany thrived on image. She posted Instagram stories with fake captions about working hard and hustling clients, while in reality, she was seducing steroid junkies behind my back. So I set up a fake account. One that followed her, liked her photos, commented like I was some famba. And sure enough, within a few hours she bit. Hey smiley face, do I know you? Hooked. I played along. Made her feel desirable. Flattered her. She was easy to read, compliments were her currency. After a few days, I had enough screenshots to prove she was ready to cheat again, even while pretending to fix things. Then came the dinner setup. I told her I wanted to talk. Maybe we can work on things, I said. Let's go out, my treat. She agreed immediately. Put on makeup. Wore the red dress I bought her for our anniversary 2 years ago, the one she said was too showy back then. But now she was glowing with fake sweetness. We went to Verona, one of the nicest places in town. I reserved the private booth in the back. The waiter brought wine, we ordered steaks, and she smiled like a woman getting away with murder. See? She said. We can still be good together. Oh, I agree, I said, sipping my drink. We could have been great, if you didn't screw someone in my house. Her face froze. What? I saw the footage, Brittany. I saw everything. The texts. The videos. The lies. The cheap motel with Matt. The day he used my toothbrush. Her mouth dropped. You went through my stuff? You mean the stuff he used to ruin our marriage? Yeah, I did. She tried to get up. I stopped her with one line. Sit. This is the last dinner you'll ever have as my wife. She sat back down, hands shaking. I leaned forward. You didn't just cheat, Brittany. You underestimated me. You thought I'd beg. You thought I'd cry. But I've been building a case while you were building your fantasy life. And now? You're going to lose everything. She opened her mouth, but no sound came out. I finished my drink. Check, please. This wasn't revenge. This was justice. After that dinner, Brittany didn't say a word on the ride home. No yelling. No begging. Just silence. And honestly, it was the most peaceful 27 minutes I'd had in months. She knew. She finally knew. She tried to act unfazed, but I saw it, the twitch in her jaw, the white-knuckle grip on her purse. Her empire of lies was crumbling, and the queen didn't have a throne to sit on anymore. When we got home, She went straight to the bedroom and slammed the door. I didn't follow. I had no interest in hearing half-baked excuses or crocodile tears. I went to the guest room and locked the door behind me. The next morning, I woke up early. Checked my email. Derek had sent over the draft divorce papers along with a simple message. She's going to freak. Be ready. Oh, I was ready. I printed the documents and left them right where she couldn't miss them, on the kitchen counter next to her morning oat milk and collagen powder. Sure enough, 10 minutes after she woke up, I heard her high heels pacing. Then the voice came. What the hell is this? I walked out of the guest room like I just stepped onto a stage. Divorce papers, I said, keeping my tone flat. You've got until Friday to sign them, or I go public. She threw the papers across the kitchen. You're threatening me? You don't have the guts. I stepped closer. Try me. And then, just like that, she cracked. That cold, smug act? Gone. Replaced by the desperate, self-obsessed girl she really was beneath the lipstick and Instagram filters. You don't understand what you're doing, she said. This will ruin me. My reputation, my clients. You ruined yourself, Brittany. I cut in. I'm just giving you a mirror. She tried a new tactic, the fake sadness. I was lost, Jake. I made a mistake. But we can work through it. Don't throw away everything. You didn't make a mistake, I said, stepping back. You made a series of choices. You chose to lie. To cheat. To insult me. Over and over. And now you're just sorry you got caught. Her tears didn't move me. Not this time. That afternoon, I went to the bank. Locked down our joint accounts. She had access to too much. I wasn't going to let her drain me on her way out. I had proof of infidelity, which in our state gave me an edge in court, especially with the footage and messages. Next up was the apartment. I called our landlord and filed to remove her name from the lease. Then I visited a storage unit and began packing her things. I left her a neat stack of boxes in the hallway with a note. Pick them up by Sunday. After that, they're going in the trash. She exploded when she saw it. You can't just erase me like this. You erased yourself, Brittany. That was the last real conversation we had. I moved fast. Changed the locks. Blocked her on everything. Told her lawyer to talk to mine. I even sent Matt, her little side piece, a thank you message. Appreciate you showing me her true colors. Hope you like reruns, she's not exactly original. No reply. But I knew he read it. Probably while Brittany spun some sob story about being trapped in a loveless marriage. Let him deal with the drama now. She was his problem. Me? I was free. Not broken. Not bitter. Just done. But I wasn't finished yet. The final blow was coming, and it would be public. Because Brittany didn't just deserve to lose. She deserved to be exposed. 2 days after Brittany got the divorce papers, she still hadn't signed them. She texted me once. Let's talk. Just us. Please. I didn't answer. She wasn't trying to fix anything. She was trying to control the narrative. And I wasn't giving her that chance. She wanted to play dirty? Fine. I could get dirtier. See, Brittany had built her whole life around her online persona. Instagram influencer. Luxury minimalist. Her followers thought she was a girl boss queen who drank green juice at sunrise and closed design deals by noon. But behind that glow-up life? A cheating fraud who disrespected her marriage and used her husband like a financial doormat. It was time the world saw that. I started small. I made an anonymous Reddit post detailing a friend's experience of finding out his influencer wife had been cheating on him and letting other men into their home while pretending to be a devoted partner. I included censored screenshots of her messages with Matt. I blurred names, but not enough that someone determined couldn't piece it together. Within hours, it started gaining traction. People commented things like, "Oof. If she's who I think she is, I used to follow her. Not anymore. This is why I don't trust these fake Instagram marriages." Then I dropped the bomb. I created a burner Instagram account, posted a carousel of the texts, audio clips, and security cam footage. No faces. No names. But the audio? Unmistakable. Her voice. Her moans. Her lies. Caption read: "This is what betrayal looks like. Don't idolize what you don't understand." I knew Brittany would see it. I wanted her to. 3 hours later, my phone rang. Blocked number. I let it go to voicemail. Her voice was frantic. "You've gone too far. You're destroying everything I've worked for. My clients are calling me asking questions. Take it down." I smiled. She wasn't crying because of guilt. She was crying because of consequences. For years I stayed silent while she trampled over me. And now, in one weekend, her fake image was burning down faster than she could throw up a story about self-care and protecting her peace. The best part? I still had more. I contacted one of her biggest clients, a real estate developer she was designing for, and asked for a quick meeting. Told him I had information that might affect his business. When I showed him the messages proving she'd invited her lover into his staged property for their little secret rendezvous, he nearly fell out of his chair. "I can't work with someone this careless," he said. "My brand's on the line." Another contract, gone. Another stream of income, cut. Brittany tried damage control. She made a post about being cyberbullied and someone trying to ruin her reputation out of spite. Classic narcissist move. But people weren't buying it. They'd seen enough. Her follower count dropped by the thousands overnight. And that's when she snapped. She showed up at my apartment at midnight, banging on the door, screaming loud enough to wake the entire building. "You ruined me, Jake!" I didn't open the door. Just stared at her through the peephole as she cried, cursed, and begged in circles. The same woman who once told me I was lucky she even married me now stood on my doorstep, mascara running, with nothing left. She wanted sympathy. I gave her silence. Eventually she left. And I knew the power had shifted for good. She took everything from me emotionally, but I took back control, piece by piece. And now I had just one thing left to do before closing this chapter. The night Brittany stood outside my door screaming like a banshee, something clicked. I wasn't angry anymore. Not really. I was beyond that. Past the pain, the betrayal, the sleepless nights replaying her lies over and over again. What I felt now was colder. Sharper. Clarity. This wasn't about revenge anymore. It was about closure, on my terms. The divorce papers still weren't signed. She kept stalling, dragging her feet, hoping I'd crack or let it go. But I was done playing checkers with a woman who thought she was playing chess. I made one last calculated move, and this one would make it impossible for her to squirm out. I called Derek. "She's delaying. Think we should go nuclear?" He didn't even hesitate. "It's time." We filed a formal complaint to expedite the divorce under irreconcilable misconduct with evidence. With all the proof I had, the court fast-tracked the hearing. She'd be summoned within days. But that wasn't all. I knew Brittany was broke. Her lavish lifestyle was smoke and mirrors. Her clients had dropped her. Her credit cards were likely maxed, and I'd locked down our accounts. Without me? She had no cushion left to fall on. So I made sure the apartment lease got transferred to my name only. And I let her know in the most straightforward way possible. I packed the last of her things and sent them to her mother's house. The note I included read, "Now you've got time to reflect, without mirrors." A week later, we stood in the courtroom. She came dressed like she was auditioning for a pity role, black dress, hair pulled back, no makeup. But her eyes still carried that fire, that entitlement. Like somehow she thought she'd walk away from this as the victim. She tried to plead with the judge. Talked about emotional neglect. Claimed I violated her privacy by looking at her messages. She sobbed. Claimed she just needed to feel alive again. The judge wasn't buying it. He reviewed the footage, the messages, the financial records. And when he spoke, I'll never forget his words. "What you've done isn't just betrayal. It's a pattern of deception and disrespect, in your marriage and your behavior afterward." She lost. Hard. I was granted full rights to the apartment, half her business assets, and an agreement that she owed me restitution for misuse of joint funds. She tried to argue. Her lawyer tried to appeal. But it was over. When we walked out of that courtroom, she didn't say a word. She just stared at me like she finally saw the man she thought was too weak to fight back. I didn't gloat. I didn't smirk. I simply nodded, not out of respect, but as a final goodbye to the ghost of a woman I once thought I knew. Weeks passed. The air in my apartment was lighter. I slept better. Ate better. Laughed again. I even reconnected with old friends I'd pushed away during the chaos. I felt like me again. No longer the background character in someone else's twisted fantasy. Brittany, meanwhile? Her social media was gone. Word was, she moved in with a cousin 2 towns over and started working at some boutique store. Matt? Vanished from her life the second things got messy. Figures. One night, I got a text from an unknown number. I miss you. I was stupid. I see that now. Just, please forgive me. I stared at it for a while. And then I deleted it without replying. Because healing isn't about letting someone back in. It's about knowing you're better off without them. And I was. It's strange how quiet life becomes when the chaos finally stops. A month had passed since the courtroom. Since I watched Brittany walk out of my life for good. No more staged smiles. No more lipstick-covered lies. No more pretending. Just silence, and peace. You'd think I'd feel hollow. That after losing a wife, going through betrayal, nuking the relationship, I'd sit there questioning if I overreacted. If I should have fought harder to save it. But the truth? I didn't lose anything. I reclaimed myself. I looked around my apartment one morning, my apartment, now cleared of all her clutter, her designer candles, her fake vision boards and yoga mats she never actually used. The sunlight hit differently now. It felt real. Honest. And I realized something. This whole time, I was living in a staged life. A prop in her little influencer fantasy. But not anymore. I got back to doing the things I used to love. Started working out again. Caught up with my brother, Eli, who told me, "Dude, you've got your fire back." I even joined a local group of creatives that met once a week to work on passion projects. I hadn't picked up my camera in years. Brittany always said it was a waste of time. But now I was shooting street photos again, editing late into the night, losing myself in things that mattered to me. I wasn't looking for love. Wasn't trying to move on with someone else. I needed time to understand myself without the weight of her on my shoulders. And for the first time in forever, I liked being alone. But more than that, I liked who I was becoming. People asked me what I learned through all of this. Some guys I knew had gone through similar things, cheating, betrayal, humiliation, and they were looking for answers. Here's what I told them. Trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't gaslight yourself just because the truth hurts. Silence speaks volumes. People who lie and betray often try to drown you in noise. Look at their patterns, not their excuses. Revenge fades, but dignity stays. Exposing Brittany wasn't about destroying her, it was about ending the mask she wore. What matters most is that I didn't let her turn me into someone bitter. I fought back with control, not chaos. Healing is not forgiveness. I don't forgive her. I don't hate her either. She's just a chapter in a book I've already closed. And finally, there's power in walking away. Not storming out, not screaming. Just walking. With your head high. Knowing that you didn't lose. You chose yourself. Weeks turned into months. I got stronger. Sharper. Quieter too, but in a good way. My silence wasn't suppression. It was peace. Then, one night I saw her. At the grocery store. No makeup. Hoodie. Hair in a messy bun. She looked small. Not in a pathetic way, just average. Like all the shine and sparkle that once surrounded her had finally worn off. She saw me. Froze. I nodded. Just once. Then walked past her without a word. That was all she got from me. One glance. 1 second. Because that's all she was worth now. She once told me, "You're lucky I chose you." No, Brittany. You were lucky I stayed as long as I did. But now I'm free. No lies. No performance. Just me, living life without the weight of betrayal on my chest. And if you're reading this, if you've ever been where I was, let me tell you something straight. You are not broken. You are just waking up. Don't chase closure. Be the closure. This is the end of my story,